Welcome back. Now, between shopping and traveling, it's easy to overspend during the holiday season. But once January rolls around, that holiday debt can be a very big burden. This morning, our Money Advice panel is here once again to help you stay debt-free throughout the holidays. Bob Martin, certified public accountant, and attorney John Mastriani. He helps clients who are struggling to pay off their debt. First off, what is that first step you have to take in order to be debt-free this time of year?
Well, Jose, you have to have a plan. You can't just go into the store with a credit or debit card and just start buying things. If you don't have a plan, you can get in over your head in a few minutes and then pay for it for the next year or two.
Should you limit the amount of money you're going to spend when you go out there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the best way is not even to use a debit or credit card. Just use cash. And then you're definitely limiting the amount you spend. But more important, decide what you need and possibly talk to other family members and buy one nice gift instead of a bunch of small gifts for a particular person. Make it meaningful.
Now, John, let's move ahead to January. The bills are starting to come in. What should you have done starting on Thanksgiving in order to stop that from happening in January?
Well, what you have to be careful of is the credit card companies, they want to give you enough credit to be able to buy something, but not to actually own it. Because the credit card companies don't make any money if you're able to pay it in January. If you are able to, it's actually an advantage to using the credit card because you might get some miles or you'll get a discount. But the most important thing is be able to pay that off and know up front and not go overboard like Bob said.
Should there be any preference for credit card versus debit card?
I believe a debit card obviously is better because the debit card, the money's there. But you got to be careful because the banks have caught on to that too, and they'll give you that additional credit on the debit card even if your balance isn't there. Then they'll turn around and hit you with a big service fee for that.
Someone told me that you should just get a card that has a certain amount of money, and that should be the only card you should take with you shopping. What do you think about that, Bob?
Well, I mean, that's almost like taking cash. You're definitely limiting the amount you can spend. But sometimes you should have a little reserve. I mean, I hate to see someone for a few dollars miss out on a really good bargain. But remember, you know, the price of electronics keeps falling. You know, the things that cost a couple $1,000s last year probably cost 30 or 40% less. So don't be in a hurry. If you miss a deal on some electronics, you'll probably get a better deal a little later.
Layaway has all of a sudden come back into the picture at a lot of stores. Is that advantageous to the general consumer?
It depends on the it depends, actually. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you might be locking your price in. Like Bob just said, you might lay away something like a stereo or something, and then the new price after Christmas might be less. And generally, the retail industry is not on the consumer side. They're on their own side, so you always have to be leery.
One thing I like about layaway, though, is that you can defer when your payments start. In other words, you can maybe delay a month or two before you have to start paying on that credit card if you go that route.
Yeah, but it's still a bill that comes in the mail.
Yeah, you still have to live with it.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us here and providing some advice for our viewers who are going to do some of that shopping starting tomorrow night.